Good morning, everybody out there in third grade math land. We are doing our third lesson on interpreting graphs. So read and interpret bar graphs. So today we're doing bar graphs. We're going to start on page 644 of our lesson. So the second page, turning to it now. Here we go. A bar graph shows data using bars, so lines like this that have different colors. The scale of a bar graph is the group of labels that shows the values at equally spaced grid lines. So for example, here's what that means. We have a title, just like we used to have in a picture graph. These are the categories: Japan, Italy, Jamaica, Sweden. And look at the fact that this is labeled 2 on the side, on this axis. These are the nations that we're representing. And over here, this is the scale. This is the numbers that is going up by. As you can see, it is going up in scales of 4. Okay, so if you get it to this bar, you're 4, 8, 12, 16. That means that you can stop somewhere in the middle of this section in order to represent a different value. So right now, for example, Sweden is stopped right here between 0 and 4. So if we're counting half of 4, that means that this right here would be a 2. Over here, Jamaica, as you can see, stops in the middle of 4 and 8. So what's between 4 and 8? That's a 6. So that's what that one would be. It's good to understand the scale and how it works so you can know what numbers are being represented in your graph. When a bar ends halfway between the grid lines, like I just said, the data value for the bar is halfway between the two numbers on the scale. So for example, Japan right here. How many gold medals did Japan win? Well, Japan seems to stop right here at the number 12, so they won 12 medals. Please give me 1 second. I need to scroll down to a particular page in here. This is lesson 3. I always have my teacher's edition open in my book so I can make sure that the answers I'm telling you are correct and I don't teach you something incorrectly. So I appreciate your patience. Then over here, how many gold medals did Jamaica win? Well, Jamaica is stopped between 4 and 8, and the number in the middle there is a 6. So they won 6 gold medals. Then it says, which country won the fewest gold medals? That's very easy to see because it's the shortest bar. That's Sweden. They won the least amount of gold medals. So let's look at what this bar graph is showing us. Use the graph to answer the questions. So we say favorite fruit. Here are the types of fruit: bananas, grapes, and apples. This is going in a scale of 10s. He is counting by 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. How many students chose grapes? Well, grapes stop right here at the number 10. So 10 students. Make sure you put the label on there, 10 students. Which fruit is the most favorite? So which bar is the biggest? It looks like apples. And as a bonus question, how many students voted for apple? Well, it's in between 40 and 50. So what's in the middle of that? That would have been 45, just to practice. Okay, let's go to the second page. Okay, it says use the graph to answer the questions. This is about people's favorite seasons. Here's the season. Mine is winter. By the way, I like the cold. Oh, well, Florida cold, which means it's not terrible with snow and a bunch of stuff, but I like the Florida cold. So how many students does each grid line represent? So what that means is that each of those little divisions, what is the scale going up by? What are they counting by? It looks like they're counting by 4. So each of the grid lines represents 4 students. And again, I know that because the numbers are going up in increments of 4. How many students chose the fall? Well, it looks like the fall is this bar right here, and it stopped in between 16 and 20. The number in between those two is 18. So 18 students chose the fall. And then, which season is the least favorite? The least favorite. So the shortest bar. It looks like here that winter is the least favorite. These people are crazy. Winter is my favorite one, okay? Now over here. As you can see, bars don't always have to go left to right. Sometimes they go down to up, okay? Or they go up. Down to up sounds so weird. Use the graph to answer the questions. How many vegetable seeds did the farmer plant in all? So in order to do that, to know how many they planted in all, you need to know what the value of each bar is and then add them all together. So it looks like potato, this is going up at 20s. The potato stopped between 40 and 60. So there's 50 seeds for potato. Corn stopped between 80 and 100. That means there's 90. zucchini stuffed at the 60 line, so it's 60, and carrots stuffed at the 80 line. So that means that I have to add 50 plus 90 plus 60 plus 80. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 5 and 9 is 14. 14 and 6 is 20. 20 and 8 is 28, making it 280. So 280 seeds. Sorry for my allergies. The farmer wants to plant green bean seeds. She plants more green bean seeds than zucchini. So more than that, green beans, but fewer than carrots. How many green bean seeds could the farmer have planted? So the number has to be in between 60 and 80. A number that's in between those two is 70 seeds. So that's possible. They could also have done 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, or 79. But I chose the number that was right smack in the middle, which is 70. Also 61, 62, 63. So anywhere from 60 to 80. I don't know why I just counted the 70s. The farmer plants 30 more potato seeds. Will the farmer have more potatoes or more corn? So if they added 30 more seeds to the potato, that would have been at 80. So it says, will the farmer have more potatoes or more corn? Well, corn is at 90. So even if this goes up to 80, corn is still bigger. So they would still have more corn. Do you think a bar graph or a picture graph is easier to read? Really, this is up to you. On what you think that. To me, I think the bar graph is easier because it shows up the number. You just have to look at the scale. For the key, you have to multiply by whatever the key to the scale happens to be for the picture graph. So I think the bar graph is actually easier to read. But that's my opinion. You might like the other one better. Okay, over here. How many more students need to choose the strategy app so that strategy app is the most favorite? So here's what we have to do. Right now, we know the favorite type of game app, apparently, is puzzle because it goes all the way to 36. Strategy app is somewhere between 18 and 24. So it looks like this scale is going up by 6s. So what's half of 6? 3. So we add 3 to 18 to know what this is. That's 21. It says, how many more students need to choose the strategy app? So the strategy app is the most favorite. So how many more votes does strategy app need in order to catch up? We can do that by subtracting 36 minus 21. That's 15. But if we just put 15 more students, they'll just tie. They won't be the favorite. They'll just tie it. So we need one more vote in order to be the favorite. So 16 students, 60 more students would need to pick it because I would not only have to match it, I would have to go one more in order to win. Okay, number 5. Each grade needs to plant 20 trees. How many more trees does second grade need to plant to complete the goal? It looks like it's going up by 4, and second grade is in between 12 and 16, so half of 4 is 2. Let's add 2. So they have done 14 trees so far, but they need to get to 20. So we need to do 20 minus the 14 they've already planted, and we get 6. So they need 6 more trees. And over here, how many more trees did 4th grade plant than 1st grade and 3rd grade combined? 1st and 3rd grade combined means that you need to add those 2 grade levels. 1st grade seems to have 8. 3rd grade is in between 8 and 12, which means 10. That means that they planted together 18. 4th grade planted 20. So 20 minus the 18, 2 more trees. So these are multi-step questions. You really have to look at your graph to see where the information came from in order to do these carefully. So make sure you have watched this video completely and gone through every question carefully before you try the homework. Make sure you're taking your time in the homework, please. This is very important to take your time and have an adult check it, please. And thank you. Alrighty, I will see you later.